everyone, thank you so much for clicking on our video, logging on to our channel. I'm Haley.
Lane.
And today we're going to do a video about our family. This is going to be getting to know the family and our dogs, and well, they are family. And to let y'all know just a little bit more about us so we can get a little bit more personal with you. So we're going to start off, and I will go through each dog, and I will go through the dogs like in the order of us getting them. Something has happened since a couple of the dogs have been in a video. We did have a video where Lewis was in the video, and Lewis has since passed. We adopted him, so he was pretty old, between 14 and 15 years old. He had liver failure. He wasn't doing really good, and he passed. So he won't be in this video. Rest in peace, Lulu. And we do have 7 dogs. So number 1 is Brooklyn.
Wow,
So this is Brooklyn. She is 6 years old. This is Lane's dog. Lane got her for Christmas. Brooklyn, we are really into rescue, and when we first actually got into dogs, we weren't really doing rescue. We actually got Brooke from a breeder, and then I really got into rescuing dogs, and I volunteered at a shelter for a little while. Well, it wasn't like a real shelter. It was where when the dog fights in our areas would get broken up by the sheriff's departments or the police stations, they would bring the fight dogs there, and we would take care of them. And that's where I really got interested in it. So Brooke did come from a breeder. They were in these little rabbit cages. I think that's just as bad too. I don't know, rescue if you can. Shelters are filled, dogs getting put to sleep. And mixed breeds are just as great as purebreds. Okay, so this is Brooklyn. We call her Brooke, and she does not think she's a dog. Just saying. Say, hey, Brooke. Okay, and number 2, the next dog that we got was Jonah. And, sorry, Drew. Jonah actually came from a breeder also. But when we got there, okay, I am not exaggerating. This woman had, I know, over 50 dogs in her house. A lot. And they were all like fighting each other. He was getting drug around. When we brought him home, it took us at least about a month for him to even allow us to touch him. He would play with Brooke, but he was very skittish and would not fool with us whatsoever. So this is Jonah, and he's 5. Brooke's 6. Yes. And then next we have Ruby. This is Ruru. Ruby, she's 4, and we got her, a couple bought her and her sister, and then realized that they didn't have money to feed both of them. So they weren't really feeding her. When we first got her hair was really long and matted up. She was about 6 months old, and we ended up shaving her down, and she was nothing but bones. She was really emaciated, but she is an amazing dog, and she loves all dogs, all people. She's just super loving. And then Cole, he's down. This is Cole. I got Cole whenever I was volunteering at that shelter, and someone had brought him in. They had found him on the side of the road. He was maybe 2 or 3 weeks old, and he didn't have hardly any hair on his body. He was covered in scar tissue and burns and staph infection. People were setting him on fire. I don't know what dog's a dog, and they all deserve love and attention, so it's okay. But Cole is probably about 3 years old. And he's doing really well. It took us a while. He had to be doctored every couple hours, because it was like they burned him, and then they would just repeatedly burn him. So in between the different burns and sores, he had staph infection. So it was pretty bad. But at that time, my husband had just had some hernia surgery, so he was home all day with him, which was a good thing. And so he really got attached. We actually weren't planning on keeping Cole because my husband isn't a massive dog person, but he got attached. And so then that's how we got little Cole right here. Cole still is very skittish of a lot of people and dogs, and he still has spots on his feet and his tail where he hasn't grown hair back. Come here, Drew. And we named him Cole because he's solid black like a coal, and his middle name is Kinksford. So that's little Cole. He's trying to jump on Terrence right now. Oh, look at that baby. And then we got Jack. We got Jack actually not too long after we got Cole. Jack is about the same age as Cole. They're about 3 years old. Jack was in the middle of the highway. We live in a very small town, so we don't really have interstates. We just got like 4-lane highways, and a couple gas stations and a McDonald's. But Jack was found. He was in the center of the highway, balled up in a ball. He was about 4 or 5 weeks old, and cars were driving over him, but someone stopped and got him and contacted me because, I don't know. My husband actually didn't know I was going to get him. Whenever the lady got here, it was pouring down rain, and my husband's like, someone's here, someone's at the house. And I was like, oh, yeah, someone's just coming by. So I walked outside, and I came back in. I had him wrapped up. Yeah. So I was just going to get him back to health, too, and find him a good, loving home. But, yeah, he stayed. We have actually fostered, other dogs, and I've brought in, people have brought me litters of puppies that have been born and people threw out that we have bottle fed and gotten bigger and found them homes. It's just a few certain ones, they end up getting that one special spot in your heart and they can't go nowhere. And then next we got Lena. Lena we got actually this January. Lena was pulled from someone's yard by the sheriff's department, by the police department. She was, her and another dog were in this lady's yard. The other dog had a brand new dog house, collar, thick, nice, and Lena was in like one of the travel taxi crates, but it was all broken. At that moment, it was really cold outside, and everything was frozen. I mean, we live in Louisiana, so it doesn't snow very often, but if it gets really cold, it's always damp and ice freezes. So, and she had her, she was being starved, and her collar was embedded into her neck. And so, she ended up here, and the lady from the office, can't really tell, it's right here. You can't really tell much anymore. She's still really skittish. We have a lot of work to do with her, but she's a good dog. And but they had contacted me, and I went and I was just fostering her. But she was so scared when we got her that me and my husband would have to actually physically pick her up, carry her outside to let her use the bathroom, and physically carry her back. And that lasted a few months. And she was doing really well, but now that it's starting to get a little bit colder, I don't know if it's bringing back some memories or what, but she's having some little issues lately, but it's okay. A little bit of love and attention, and it'll all work out well. And then, so we got her this past January, and then my husband found Drew. He's actually Andrew, but that's shortened up to Drew. He was found on the side of the road, and he was so emaciated he couldn't even walk. He was that skinny, and he was very, very aggressive. I actually work with dogs also, I guess just from experience, but I've done schooling too, with training dogs and working with dogs. So the first month we had him, he had to be either in a kennel or on a leash because he would attack every dog that got near him. He still, like if we're not home, he still has to be separated and put into another location just because he still has some issues because, you know, he's had a hard life, but he's very loving with people. I haven't had any issues with him with people. He's just got to get over them anger issues, huh? It's okay. If I was treated like that, I'd have some anger issues also. But that's it. Drew is number 7. With Lewis passing, I don't feel like I could ever take on another dog because now I always think about, like, I'm going to have to go through that 7 more times. Like, I don't know. I can't. I don't mind. I take on dogs and help train dogs for people, like a lot of basic training and then house training. I do help people with that, but taking one on into our family, it'd have to be one really, really special to take on that. But other than that, we have a fish named Tom. The aquarium is pretty, it needs to be cleaned. I'm gonna get to that. And so this is our family. Lane is our only child, besides these. And then now you can meet the cameraman. Let me see. This is my special one and only husband, Terrence. Wave. So, we just wanted to do a meet the family, let y'all get to know us, get a little bit more personal. Thank you so much, really, for being interested in our videos and watching our videos. Please hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure when you hit the subscribe button to tap the little bell for the notifications so you can be notified every time that we upload a new video. And yeah, leave us a comment, talk to us, let us know if y'all want any certain videos. Ruby needs love. All right, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning into our video. We love y'all. Peace.